My beloved child, stop everything you're doing right now. Yes, I mean it. Stop for a moment. What you are about to hear is a divine message that has been carefully crafted just for you. Today, I invite you to dive deep into a spiritual journey that will change the way you see your life and your relationships. Have you ever wondered why certain people fade from your life? Or why, in the midst of your struggles, everything seems to shift around you? This message is not by chance. It is not a coincidence that you are here, watching this video right now. God has a plan, and it is unfolding in ways you may not understand just yet. I promise you, by the end of this, you will see that the changes in your life, especially the ones that hurt the most, are not losses, but rather divine interventions. So, take a deep breath. Prepare your heart. You are about to hear a message that will not only inspire you but will also open your eyes to the truth of God's unwavering faithfulness. Stay with me until the very end, because you are about to experience the wisdom that Jesus, the Son of God, wants to share with you today. Now, let's begin. My beloved child, as you pause in this moment, think of the times in your life when someone you loved dearly began to fade away. Maybe it was a friend who no longer reached out, or a relationship that suddenly slipped away. You might have asked yourself, why did they leave? Did I do something wrong? And in those moments, your heart may have been heavy with confusion, sadness, and even a sense of betrayal. But listen closely, my dear. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something divine. God, in His infinite wisdom, allows certain people to leave your life not as a punishment, but as part of His greater plan for your growth. Just as a gardener prunes a tree to allow it to flourish, God sometimes removes certain people or situations to make way for the new growth He has planned for you. Do you see now, child? The people who leave are not lost, they are released. Released to fulfill their own journey, and you, too, are being set free. The sorrow you feel is real, but it will not last forever. Just as the winter frost gives way to the warmth of spring, your heart will heal, and you will grow stronger in your faith. Think of the story of Jesus. Even He, the Son of God, experienced betrayal. His own disciples turned their backs on Him, Judas betrayed Him, and Peter denied Him. But did He allow those losses to break Him? No. He walked through those moments with unwavering faith in His Father's plan. Even in the midst of pain, He trusted that what was happening was a necessary part of fulfilling His mission on earth. You, my beloved, are walking a similar path. You, too, will face moments of loss and abandonment, but in those moments, know that God is preparing you for something greater. Remember the story of Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, betrayed and forgotten. Yet, what seemed like a cruel act of betrayal turned into the very thing that positioned Joseph to save an entire nation. Had he not faced that betrayal, he would not have risen to the position that God had in store for him. In the same way, what you might see as rejection is actually redirection. God is leading you to a place of purpose, a place where you will thrive. You must trust in this divine plan. You must understand that nothing in your life happens outside of His will. My dear one, I know the pain you carry. I know the nights when you lie awake, wondering why certain people had to leave. But listen carefully, God does not take away without a purpose. His ways are not always easy to understand, but they are always for your good. He is removing what no longer serves you. And while the process may be painful, it is necessary. Just as a tree must lose its dead leaves to grow, so must you let go of the things that are no longer aligned with God's plan for you. And know this. You are not alone. You are never abandoned. Even when you feel the most forsaken, God's love surrounds you. His presence is with you, guiding you through the storm. Just like the disciples in the boat during the storm, when Jesus calmed the wind and the waves, He is the one who will calm your heart. No storm is too great for Him to quiet. No heartache too deep for Him to heal. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the relationships that have changed in your life. Instead of viewing them as losses, see them as God's way of pruning you. Ask yourself, what can you learn from these shifts? What new growth is God preparing in your life? This is not just about the people who have left, but about what God is doing in you. When you release the past, you make room for His new blessings. I know it is hard to let go, but remember, God's plan is always greater than ours. You were never meant to remain where you are. You were created for more. And here's the truth, my child. When you trust in God's plan, when you surrender your fears and doubts, you will begin to see His work in your life more clearly. It may not happen immediately, but when it does, you will marvel at how everything fits together. What once seemed like a series of unfortunate events will reveal itself as the path that God had already prepared for you. So, let go of the fear. Let go of the doubt. Trust in God's faithfulness, for He is always with you. His love for you is unshakable, and His purpose for your life is far greater than you can imagine. Remember, God's timing is perfect. What He removes, He replaces with something even better. Now, I want you to take a moment, and I want you to declare in the comments below, I trust in God's plan. This is your declaration of faith, your way of saying, I trust, even in the uncertainty, that God is in control. And when you do, know that you are not only speaking this truth for yourself, but you are also inviting others to believe in God's perfect plan for their lives. Stay with me, my beloved. We are just getting started. At the end of this video, there are more divine lessons that Jesus wants to share with you, lessons that will continue to guide you through every season of your life. So, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and let's continue this journey together. For now, take a deep breath and trust. Trust that the best is yet to come. My beloved child, you might be wondering now, what happens when we let go of the things that no longer serve us? What does the future look like when we trust in God's plan, even when it's hard to see where it's leading? I know how deeply this question resonates in your heart. You've experienced the ache of letting go, the sting of loss, and the uncertainty that comes with change. But hear me now. God's plan is not one of confusion or chaos. It is one of peace, growth, and fulfillment. You are not just being led down any random path. No, child, you are being prepared for something divine, something so much greater than you can imagine. I want you to think for a moment about the seasons in nature. Each season has a purpose, even though they look different. The harsh winter, with its cold winds and bare trees, seems like an end. But we know it's not the end. It's merely the resting place before the spring comes, where life blooms again. You, my beloved, are in your own season of change. It may feel like winter right now, but trust me, spring is coming. And when it does, you will look back and see how every part of this journey was meant to bring you to this point. God does not waste any season. When things feel like they are falling apart, when it seems like everything you've worked for is slipping through your fingers, remember this. God is preparing you for something far more beautiful. Have you ever seen a garden in full bloom? The vibrant flowers, the lush greenery, they all grew from seeds that were planted and nurtured in the soil. But before the flowers could bloom, the soil had to be tilled, the weeds had to be pulled, and the roots had to be set deep. So too, in your life, God is tilling the soil of your heart. He is pulling out the things that do not serve you, so that the roots of your faith can grow deeper. And when that happens, when the blooms of your life finally emerge, they will be so much more beautiful than you can imagine now. In your life, just like in the garden, there will be times of pruning. There will be moments when you are stripped of things you thought you needed. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, or a dream you've held dear. But child, this is not punishment. This is preparation. God's love is pruning you, shaping you into the person He has always known you could be. He knows your heart, He knows your desires, and He knows exactly what you need to fulfill the purpose He has placed within you. Trust in His timing, trust that when He removes something, it is to make space for something better. You see, every part of your life, even the moments that feel like they are falling apart, is being used for something greater. Just as Jesus was betrayed, abandoned, and crucified, so too will you face moments that test your faith. But do not despair. Even in his darkest hours, Jesus trusted that God had a plan. He knew that his death on the cross was not the end, but the beginning of something far greater, the salvation of the world. In the same way, you are being prepared for something greater. The trials you face today will not last forever. They are temporary, and they are necessary for your growth. I want you to reflect on the truth that God is not finished with you yet. The story of your life is still being written. Yes, the past may have been full of pain and loss, but that doesn't define you. You are not your past. You are a child of God, and He has an incredible future prepared for you. When you let go of the things that hold you back, you make room for God to work in your life in ways you never imagined. The pain you feel is not the end of the story, but the refining process that will lead you to a deeper relationship with God. So, child, I encourage you to keep going. Do not look back. Do not dwell on what is no longer in your life. It's easy to get stuck in the past, to replay those moments over and over, asking yourself what you could have done differently. But that is not the path God has for you. He is calling you forward. And as you step forward in faith, know that He is right there beside you. His love surrounds you. His grace is sufficient. And His plans for your life are good. Let me remind you of something powerful. In the Bible, the Lord says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Jeremiah 29 verse 11. These words are not just for others, they are for you. God has a plan for your life. His plan is not a plan of despair or destruction, but a plan of hope and prosperity. Even when things seem unclear, trust that He is working behind the scenes to bring you to the place He has always intended for you. Now, let's pause for a moment. I want you to think about your life right now. What are the things you're holding on to? What are the things that are holding you back from walking fully into God's purpose for you? It could be fear, doubt, regret, or even a relationship that no longer serves you. Whatever it is, I encourage you to lay it down at God's feet. Trust Him to handle it. Trust that He knows what is best for you, and when He removes something from your life, it is because He is preparing you for something even greater. Remember, just as Jesus trusted in God's plan, so too must you trust. Trust that God is not punishing you, but refining you. Trust that the pain you feel is not the end, but the preparation for the next season of your life. Trust that the best is yet to come. So, my beloved, as you continue this journey, I want you to walk in confidence. Walk knowing that God's plan for you is far greater than anything you could ever imagine. You are not alone. He is with you, guiding you every step of the way. And when you trust in Him, when you surrender your fears and doubts, you will see His faithfulness in ways you never thought possible. As you reflect on this message, take a moment to pause and consider, what do you need to release in order to step into the new season that God has prepared for you? What is God asking you to trust Him with today? Let this be your moment of surrender. Trust that He will never lead you astray, and that His plan for your life is filled with hope, peace, and love. Stay with me, beloved, for the journey has just begun. As we move forward, know that God is working in your life, even when you don't see it. My beloved child, as you walk through this journey, I want you to understand something very important. When God asks you to release something, He is not asking for it because He wants to take something good from you. No, child. He is asking you to release it because He is preparing something even greater, something that will bring more joy, peace, and fulfillment than you could ever imagine. You see, sometimes the hardest part is letting go of what we think is right for us, especially when it's something or someone we've held on to tightly. But God knows your heart. He sees the bigger picture, and He understands what you need in order to grow into the person He has destined you to be. It's easy to hold on to the comfort of the known, even when it no longer serves you. But remember, God doesn't call you to live in comfort. He calls you to live in faith, to walk the path He has set for you, even when it feels uncertain. Think about the Israelites. When they were in Egypt, they lived in slavery. It may have been all they knew, and in some ways, they were comfortable in their bondage because it was familiar. But God had a greater plan for them. He called them out of Egypt, not to stay in the wilderness, but to lead them into the promised land. They had to let go of what they knew, what they were familiar with, in order to step into the greatness God had prepared for them. And so, too, must you release the things that no longer serve your purpose. When you surrender, you make room for something new. God is not asking you to let go of something just for the sake of it. He is preparing to bless you with something that will bring you closer to His will, something that will bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment in ways you cannot yet imagine. Trust in His plan. Trust that His timing is perfect, even when you don't understand it. As you go through this process, I know it can be difficult. You may feel like you're walking alone, but remember, God is with you every step of the way. Just as He was with the Israelites in the wilderness, He is with you now, guiding you toward the purpose He has set for your life. His presence is with you, comforting you, and leading you into the abundant life He promised. In times of uncertainty, in moments when you feel lost or alone, remember to call on His name. When Jesus walked the earth, He was never far from those in need. He healed the sick, comforted the brokenhearted, and made the blind see. And He will do the same for you. If you feel like you're stumbling in the dark, trust that God's light will guide you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. As you trust Him more, you will begin to see His hand in your life. You'll start to notice the small miracles. Those moments when everything seems to fall into place, when answers come when you least expect them. Those are the moments when God is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. But this journey is not without its challenges. There will be times when you're tempted to go back to the things you've released. When the pain of letting go becomes too much, or when doubt creeps in, it's easy to want to hold on to what you know. But remember, the past has already served its purpose. You cannot move forward while looking back. The Lord has a future for you that is far greater than your past. In the Bible, He tells us in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." These words are not just promises, they are truths that are meant to guide you through every season of your life. Trust in them. Hold on to them. And know that no matter how hard the journey may seem, God is with you every step of the way. As you continue to trust Him, as you continue to release what no longer serves you, you will find that your heart grows lighter. The burden of the past will lift, and you will begin to walk in a freedom you've never experienced before. This freedom will come with a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that only comes from knowing that you are in God's hands, walking in the path He has set before you. Now, I want to ask you to reflect once more. Is there something in your life that God is asking you to release? It could be a fear, a past hurt, or even a relationship that is no longer aligned with His will for your life. Take a moment to lay it down at His feet. Trust that He will handle it. Trust that He knows what's best for you. Let go of the burden, and let God carry it for you. I know this is not easy, but remember, God is faithful. He will never leave you. He will never fail you. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, He is working behind the scenes to make all things new. His love for you is constant, unshakable, and everlasting. And in the midst of everything, He is preparing you for something great. As you continue to trust, continue to surrender, you will begin to see God's work in your life in new and incredible ways. And one day, when you look back, you will see that the struggles you faced were not in vain. They were the very things that prepared you for the blessings God has in store for you. So, child, take heart. Keep moving forward. Don't let the fear of the unknown hold you back. Let God lead you into the life He has prepared for you, a life filled with peace, joy, and purpose. And remember, God is with you, now and always. My beloved child, as you continue on this journey of faith, remember that the path you are walking may not always be easy, but it is one that leads to a life of purpose and fulfillment. The world may try to pull you in different directions, offering you temporary comforts and distractions, but know this: what God has for you is far more lasting and fulfilling than anything the world can offer. In those moments when you feel uncertain or tempted to give in, remind yourself of the promises God has made to you. His promises are not just for others, they are for you, too. You might wonder, how do I stay strong when everything around me seems to be falling apart? How do I trust in a plan that feels so unclear? Let me share this with you: when you feel weak, God is strong. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. You don't have to have all the answers, you don't have to have it all figured out. God doesn't call the equipped, He equips the called. He is your strength, your refuge, and your ever-present help in times of trouble. And when you lean into His presence, you will find that even in your weakest moments, His power will carry you through. Let's take a moment to reflect on the story of David, the young shepherd who became king. David was not the first choice in the eyes of the world. He was young, overlooked, and underestimated. But God saw something in David that no one else saw. When faced with a giant, David didn't rely on his own strength, he relied on the strength of the Lord. And with God's help, he defeated the giant. This story isn't just about David. It's about you, my beloved. When you face giants in your life, whether it's fear, doubt, or difficult circumstances, remember that God is bigger than any giant. With Him, you are equipped to overcome. And even when you don't feel like you're strong enough, trust that God is working in you, building you, preparing you for what's ahead. You may feel like you're in a season of waiting, but know that God is never wasting your time. He is preparing you for the breakthrough that is coming. He is molding you into the person who will stand firm in faith, no matter what life throws your way. Have you ever been in a season where it felt like nothing was happening? Maybe you've prayed, you've waited, and yet, it seems like God is silent. I understand how frustrating that can be, but know this: God's silence is not His absence. He is still working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. Sometimes, God's greatest work is done in the waiting. Just like a seed that is planted in the ground, though you don't see it, it is taking root, growing stronger, preparing to sprout. Your season of waiting is not wasted, and in God's perfect timing, you will see the fruit of all that He has been working in you. In the meantime, I encourage you to stay faithful. Stay grounded in prayer. Trust that God is at work, even when you don't see the results yet. Your faithfulness in the waiting is what will position you for the blessings that are ahead. One of the most powerful lessons we can learn from Scripture is the importance of perseverance. It's easy to trust God when things are going well, but the true test of faith comes in the moments of trial. Just like gold is refined in the fire, so too is your faith refined in the midst of difficulty. The challenges you face are not meant to break you, they are meant to strengthen you. And with every challenge, you are growing closer to the person God has called you to be. Remember the words of James 1 verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." This promise is for you, my beloved. You are being tested, yes, but you are also being prepared for the crown of life that awaits you. Keep pressing on. Keep trusting. Keep moving forward in faith, knowing that God's plans for you are filled with hope, purpose, and a future that is beyond anything you can imagine. As you step into this next season of your life, I want to remind you of something important: you are never alone. Even in your darkest moments, when it feels like no one understands or no one is there for you, God is with you. He is closer than you think. He is your ever-present help, and His love for you is unconditional. Even when you feel unworthy, even when you feel like you've failed, remember that God's love does not depend on your performance, it depends on His grace. He loves you, not because of what you've done, but because of who He is. And His love for you will never change. So, as you move forward, my beloved, know this: God has not forgotten you. He has not abandoned you. Every step you take in faith is a step closer to the life He has prepared for you. And as you trust Him, as you lean into His love, you will begin to see His plan unfold in your life. Trust that He is guiding you to a place of peace, joy, and fulfillment. A place where you will experience His presence like never before. Let me leave you with this reminder: God's love for you is relentless. His plans for you are good. You are precious in His sight, and He will never leave you nor forsake you. Walk forward in faith, knowing that you are held in His loving arms, and that with Him, all things are possible. Stay with me, beloved. This journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. My beloved child, as you continue to walk this path of faith, remember that the journey is not always about the destination, it is about the transformation that happens in your heart along the way. God is not just concerned with where you are going, He is deeply invested in the person you are becoming. Every challenge, every obstacle, and every moment of doubt is an opportunity for you to grow deeper in your relationship with Him. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. Just as a diamond is shaped by pressure, so too is your faith refined through trials. In those moments when you feel as though you cannot go any further, when your strength is running low and your heart is heavy, remember this: God is with you. He has never left you, and He will never forsake you. Even in your moments of weakness, His strength is made perfect. Have you ever experienced a time in your life when you felt completely overwhelmed, as though the weight of the world was on your shoulders? It could have been a difficult relationship, a job loss, or even a personal battle that seemed too much to bear. In those moments, it's easy to forget that God is near. But He is. He is right there with you, holding you in His arms, and He is strengthening you in ways you cannot see. Consider the story of the Apostle Paul. Paul endured incredible hardships, beatings, imprisonment, and rejection. Yet, through it all, he found joy and peace because he knew that God was with him. He didn't focus on the pain or the circumstances. Instead, he focused on the promise that God's grace was sufficient. Paul learned to rely on God's strength, and in doing so, he was able to endure what most would consider unbearable. If God can do that for Paul, my beloved, He can certainly do it for you. When life feels heavy, take a moment to reflect on what Paul said in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, "But he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." This is the essence of the Christian walk. It is not about our strength, but about God's strength in us. So, if you're feeling weak, overwhelmed, or unsure, let go of the burden and surrender it to God. He will carry it for you. You don't have to do it all on your own. In fact, you were never meant to. God is calling you to trust in Him, to let go of the weight you've been carrying, and to allow His grace to cover you. When you do, you will experience the peace that only He can give. Now, let me ask you something important. What is it that you are holding on to in your life that God is asking you to release? Perhaps it's a fear of the unknown, a painful memory, or a relationship that is no longer healthy for you. Whatever it is, I encourage you to let go of it. Surrender it to God. He is asking you to trust Him with it, to release it into His hands so that He can replace it with something better, something that will bring you closer to the purpose He has set for your life. You might be thinking, but what if I let go and nothing better comes? What if I release this, and I am left with nothing? Beloved, let me assure you, God does not leave you empty-handed. When He asks you to release something, He is preparing you for something far greater. Think of it this way. When you let go of the old, you create space for the new. And what God has for you is always better than what you had before. Jesus said in Matthew 7 verses 7 to 8, "Ask, and it will be given to you, seek, and you will find, knock, and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened." This is a promise. When you trust in God, when you seek His will for your life, He will open doors that no man can shut. You may not see it right now, but God is at work behind the scenes, preparing a way for you to step into His abundant blessings. Trusting God requires faith. It requires letting go of the illusion that you have control over everything. But when you do, you'll find that His plans for you are far greater than anything you could ever imagine. His purpose for your life is perfect, and every step you take in obedience to Him brings you closer to fulfilling it. I know that trusting God in the midst of uncertainty can be difficult. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. But I promise you, my beloved, that every step you take in faith brings you closer to the peace and fulfillment that only God can provide. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly what the future holds. All you need is to trust God, and He will lead you every step of the way. So, take a moment now. Reflect on what God is calling you to release. What fears, doubts, or burdens are you holding on to that are keeping you from fully stepping into His plan? Surrender them to Him today. Trust that He will take care of you, and that He will guide you toward the future He has prepared for you. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. God is with you, every step of the way. His love for you is unconditional, and His faithfulness never fails. Keep moving forward, trusting in His perfect plan, and know that He is making all things new in your life. Stay strong, my beloved. Your breakthrough is coming. The best is yet to come. Keep walking in faith, and trust that God is leading you toward a future filled with hope, peace, and purpose. My beloved child, as you continue to embrace the journey that God has set before you, it's important to remember that each step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the divine purpose He has for your life. You may not see it yet, but every moment of patience, every act of faith, and every time you choose trust over fear is part of the beautiful story God is weaving for you. Trust that He is using these moments to shape you, to mold you into the person He has destined you to be. In a world that constantly encourages us to rush, to seek instant gratification, and to measure our success by the standards of others, it can be difficult to embrace the slower, steadier rhythm of God's timing. But remember, my beloved, that God's timing is always perfect. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 that He has made everything beautiful in its time. There is no need to rush. Every season of your life is part of God's perfect plan, and He is allowing you to grow and prepare for what lies ahead. You may be in a season of waiting right now. Maybe you feel like nothing is happening, like you're stuck in a place of uncertainty. But let me remind you, waiting is not a sign of delay. It is an invitation to trust. God does His most beautiful work in the waiting. He prepares you during this time, strengthens your faith, and deepens your relationship with Him. Just as a seed needs time to grow beneath the soil before it can sprout, God is nurturing you, developing your roots in Him, so that when the time comes, you will be ready for the breakthrough He has in store. When we look at the life of Abraham, we see that he spent many years waiting for God's promises to come to pass. God told Abraham that he would be the father of many nations, but Abraham had to wait a long time before he saw that promise fulfilled. And during those years of waiting, Abraham faced moments of doubt and uncertainty. But God was faithful. His promise never failed. And when the time was right, Abraham's faith became the cornerstone of a nation. Just like Abraham, your faithfulness in the waiting will not go unnoticed. Every prayer you've lifted up, every moment of surrender, every act of trusting in God's timing is building the foundation for something incredible. God is not wasting this time. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, God is at work in ways you cannot yet see. Trust that He is aligning everything for your good, and in His perfect timing, His promises for your life will unfold. But here's the truth, my beloved, trusting in God's timing requires letting go of control. It requires releasing the pressure to figure it all out on your own. It means trusting that God's plans are better than your own. And that can be a difficult thing to do, especially when we live in a culture that values self-reliance and independence. But God calls us to something higher. He calls us to surrender our need for control and trust in His divine plan. Remember that Jesus Himself, in His earthly ministry, experienced moments of waiting and trusting. He didn't rush ahead. He didn't force His will to be done. He trusted in God's plan for him, even when it was hard. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed, "Not my will, but yours be done." Even though Jesus knew the path before him would be painful, he trusted in God's greater purpose. In the same way, you are called to trust God's plan, even when you don't fully understand it. There will be times when the road ahead looks unclear, when the waiting feels long, and when you wonder if you're on the right path. But take comfort in this: God is with you. He is leading you. And He will not leave you to walk this journey alone. As you step forward, trusting in God's timing, I want to encourage you to keep your heart open. God is doing something new in you, even in the quiet moments. When you feel impatient, when you feel weary, remind yourself that God's timing is always perfect. He will bring about the breakthrough you've been waiting for, but it will come in His time, not yours. And when it does come, you will see that every moment of waiting was worth it. Let me share a truth with you, my beloved: God does not waste your time. The moments when you feel like nothing is happening are the moments when God is doing His most powerful work in your life. He is strengthening your character, preparing your heart, and deepening your trust in Him. And when the time is right, everything will fall into place. God is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. Trust His timing. Trust that He is leading you to something far greater than you could ever imagine. And know that even in the waiting, He is shaping you into the person He has always intended you to be. In these moments, lean into His presence. Trust that He is with you, guiding you every step of the way. And when you feel like you can't wait any longer, remember this: what God has for you is worth the wait. What He has planned for your life is beyond anything you could ever dream or imagine. Take a deep breath, my beloved. Trust in God's timing. Your breakthrough is coming. The best is yet to come. Keep walking forward in faith, and trust that He is working all things together for your good. My beloved child, as you continue to walk in faith, trusting in God's timing, there's another important truth I want you to remember: you are not alone on this journey. Even in moments when you feel isolated, when doubts creep into your heart, know this: God is always with you. His presence surrounds you, and He has placed people in your life to walk with you, to encourage you, and to remind you of His love and promises. You see, life is not meant to be lived in isolation. While your relationship with God is personal, it is also meant to be shared with others. God created us for community, to lift each other up, to share in each other's joys and burdens. There is power in unity, in standing together with others who share the same faith, who understand the struggles you face, and who will support you when you feel weak. Just as Jesus surrounded Himself with disciples, as He shared His life with them, we, too, are called to be in community with one another. We are not meant to walk this path alone. And in those moments when you feel as though you're carrying the weight of the world, know that there are people around you, people who are ready to support you, to pray with you, and to walk alongside you in faith. The Bible reminds us of this in Ecclesiastes 4 verses 9 to 10, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion." God has placed people in your life for a reason. They are meant to help you, to encourage you, and to walk with you through the highs and lows of life. Don't be afraid to lean on those around you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. God uses others as instruments of His love, and when you allow yourself to be vulnerable with the people He has placed in your life, you open the door for God's love to flow through them to you. In fact, as you step forward, I encourage you to reach out to someone today. Offer them encouragement, offer them your prayers, and allow them to do the same for you. In doing so, you will strengthen your community, and in turn, your faith will grow even stronger. When you share your burdens with others, you are not only lightening your own load, but you are also allowing others to experience the power of God's love through you. This is the beauty of community. It's not just about receiving support, it's about giving support. It's about walking together, side by side, as you all move forward in faith, trusting that God is working in each of you. And when the road gets tough, when you find yourself facing obstacles, remember that these moments are opportunities for God to show His power. In 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, Paul reminds us that, "But He said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." God's strength shines brightest in our moments of weakness. When you feel like you can't go any further, remember that His grace is enough. He will never leave you, and He will never allow you to face any challenge that He hasn't already equipped you to overcome. As you walk this path, remember that every step you take is a step towards something greater. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be moments of doubt. But in every season, God is working in you and through you. He is refining your faith, growing your character, and preparing you for the blessings He has promised. And here's something else to hold on to, my beloved: your story is not over. The struggles you've faced, the pain you've endured, the heartaches you've experienced, these are not the defining moments of your life. God is still writing your story, and the best chapters are yet to come. The challenges you've faced are shaping you into the person who will walk boldly into the future God has prepared for you. You are being prepared for a purpose, one that is greater than you could ever imagine. The trials you face are not for nothing. They are preparing you to help others, to share the wisdom and strength that God has given you through your experiences. You are becoming the person that others will turn to for guidance, for encouragement, for strength. Your story will be a testimony of God's faithfulness, and you will be able to look back one day and see how far He has brought you. In the meantime, I encourage you to keep trusting in His plan. Trust that He is working all things together for your good. Even when you can't see it, even when you feel like nothing is happening, know that God is moving behind the scenes. His plan is always unfolding in ways you cannot see, but He is always working for your good. As you continue on this journey, remember that you are not walking alone. You have the support of your faith community, and most importantly, you have the love and guidance of God Himself. He is with you every step of the way. So, my beloved, walk forward with courage. Trust in the plan that God has for your life, and know that He is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. The best is yet to come, and as you continue to trust, you will see the incredible ways God is working in your life, shaping you into the person He has always called you to be. Keep walking in faith, and keep your eyes fixed on the one who holds your future. My beloved child, as you walk forward, trusting in God's faithfulness and leaning into His grace, know that the road you're on is not just about what you will receive, but about who you are becoming. It's not just about the blessings you'll receive, but about the person you are being shaped into along the way. Every challenge, every step of obedience, and every act of surrender is molding you into someone who reflects God's love, His strength, and His character. You might be wondering, how do I keep going when it feels like I'm not getting any closer to my goals? How do I press on when the results don't match the effort I've put in? My beloved, let me remind you that God is not only concerned with the destination, He is deeply interested in how the journey transforms you. This time of waiting, this time of seeming silence from God, is not for nothing. It's preparing you for the blessings He has in store for you. In the book of Romans, Paul encourages us in Romans 5 verses 3-4, saying, "Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope." This is a powerful truth that applies to your life as well. Every difficulty you face, every moment of waiting, is working in you. It is building your endurance, shaping your character, and strengthening your hope. God is refining you in this season, molding you into the person who can handle the blessings that He is preparing for you. And when the time comes for you to receive them, you will be able to steward them well. You see, God is preparing you not just for a future of success, but for a future of lasting impact. It's easy to focus on the immediate rewards, but God's plans for you are much grander than that. He is preparing you for a life that will influence others, a life that will bring light into the darkness and help others find their way back to Him. The character you build during these waiting periods will be the foundation for your future. Your endurance, your integrity, and your faith will serve as a testimony to others of God's power and faithfulness. And so, even when it feels like you're not seeing results or progress, trust that God is working behind the scenes. He sees the work you're putting in, and He is faithful to reward you. Keep your eyes on Him. Keep trusting in His timing. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, remember that the work God is doing in you is far more valuable than anything you could see with your eyes. It's also important to remember that progress isn't always measured by the external accomplishments. God sees your heart. He sees your efforts, even when no one else does. He sees your quiet moments of faith, the times when you choose to trust even when the circumstances are hard. Those moments are shaping you into the person you are becoming, someone who can be trusted with His plans. As you move forward, I want to encourage you to keep your focus on the long-term perspective. It's so easy to get caught up in the short-term pressures. The deadlines, the immediate needs, and the distractions that constantly pull at you. But God's perspective is eternal. His plans are not limited to the here and now. He sees the bigger picture, and He is guiding you toward a purpose that is far greater than you can imagine. His timing is perfect. His plan is perfect. And He is faithful to fulfill every promise He has made. There may be times when you feel like giving up, when the obstacles in your life seem insurmountable. But remember, my beloved, that those obstacles are not there to stop you, they are there to build your faith, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for what's ahead. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to trust God more deeply, to lean into His strength, and to grow in your relationship with Him. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself of the truth: God has already equipped you with everything you need to overcome. You are not alone. God has given you the tools. His Word, His Holy Spirit, and the strength that comes from knowing Him. And as you continue to walk in faith, He will provide the wisdom and the strength you need to persevere. The journey you are on is not easy, but it is worth it. And as you continue to trust in God's plan for your life, you will begin to see His hand moving in ways you never expected. You will see the breakthroughs that He has prepared for you. You will see the way He has been working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. And when that happens, you will be able to look back and see that every step, every moment of waiting, and every challenge was all part of God's greater plan for your life. So, my beloved child, as you keep walking forward, hold on to this promise: you are not walking alone. God is with you every step of the way. His love surrounds you. His grace covers you. And He is using this journey to shape you into the person He has called you to be. Remember, progress isn't always visible in the moment, but trust that God is always at work. Keep trusting in His plan, keep walking in faith, and know that the best is yet to come. He has something far greater in store for you, and as you continue to trust, you will see that every moment of waiting was worth it. Stay strong, beloved. Your breakthrough is coming, and God is preparing you for the future He has already planned. Keep your eyes on Him and keep walking in faith, for He is with you every step of the way. My beloved child, as we draw closer to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with something important, something that will stay with you as you continue on your path of faith. Know this: the journey you are walking right now, though filled with its challenges and uncertainties, is a sacred one. Every step you take, every decision to trust God, is part of His grand plan for your life. It's easy to get distracted, to get discouraged, or even to doubt. But I urge you to remember this truth: God has a purpose for you, and He is guiding you to something greater than you can imagine. Your trials, your moments of pain and doubt, are not wasted. They are shaping you into a person of resilience, character, and faith. Through every challenge, God is refining you, teaching you, and preparing you for the blessings He has in store. When you are tempted to look at your circumstances and feel defeated, remember that God is at work. He is taking what feels like a setback and turning it into an opportunity for growth. The key to walking through life with peace and purpose is not to avoid the challenges, but to trust that God is with you in the midst of them. Trust that He is guiding you through the storm, and that He has already made a way for you to overcome. Just like the Israelites who crossed the Red Sea, you may find yourself standing before seemingly insurmountable obstacles. But remember, God parted the waters for them, and He will part the waters for you too. His power is limitless, and His love for you is unwavering. When you place your trust in Him, you will find the strength to keep going, no matter how difficult the road may seem. As you move forward, I want to leave you with 5 powerful lessons that you can apply to your everyday life. These lessons are not just words, but truths that will help you navigate the challenges you face with faith, strength, and grace. 1. Trust in God's timing. Life often doesn't move as quickly as we would like. But remember, God's timing is perfect. His plans for you are not delayed, they are unfolding exactly as they should. When you face a moment of waiting, take it as an opportunity to trust in His perfect timing, knowing that He is preparing you for something greater. 2. Embrace the process of growth. Growth is often uncomfortable. It's in the trials and challenges that you are being refined. Just as gold is refined in the fire, so too is your faith refined in life's challenges. When things seem tough, embrace the process. God is using it to build your endurance, character, and faith. 3. You are never alone. When you feel isolated or overwhelmed, remember that God is always with you. He walks with you through every challenge. You are never alone. Lean on Him, and He will carry you through the hardest of times. Additionally, God has placed people in your life, friends, family, and community, to support you. Don't hesitate to lean on them as well. 4. Release control and surrender. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and that can be hard to accept. But true peace comes when you surrender control and trust that God has a better plan. Release your fears, doubts, and desires for control to Him, and allow His will to guide you. 5. Persevere with hope. No matter how difficult life gets, remember that hope is the anchor for your soul. Perseverance through trials produces character, and character produces hope. Keep pressing forward, knowing that every step of faith brings you closer to the purpose God has set for your life. Prayer for you. Let us take a moment to pray together. Father, I lift up every person watching this video. Lord, I ask that you strengthen their hearts and minds as they walk through the trials and challenges of life. Help them to trust in your perfect timing, to embrace the process of growth, and to know that they are never alone. I pray that you give them the strength to release control and surrender to your will, and that you fill them with hope as they persevere. May your peace surround them, and may they always feel your presence in their lives. In Jesus' name, Amen. My beloved child, if this message has spoken to your heart, I encourage you to like this video and share it with others who may need to hear these words. Take a moment to comment below and share one of the lessons that stood out to you today. How will you apply these lessons in your daily life? Your words can be an encouragement to someone else who is walking through a difficult season. Remember, God is with you. His plans for you are good. Keep walking in faith, keep trusting in His timing, and keep moving forward with the knowledge that the best is yet to come. Stay strong. Keep your faith anchored in God's love, and trust that His purpose for you is unfolding beautifully.